Hey guys, hey, welcome over to Mama P's. I know that Miss Michelle at the Vintage Daisy is just working on finishing up her first hour, but we want to make sure we don't lag. So I'm hopping on just a little bit soon, just a couple of minutes, so that we can have a nice flow to our day. So hang on just a second. I got, the business. You got to do it over here. And then we should be good to go. Hello, come on in. Come on in, look. You see this? This is the only clean spot on my table right here. This is it. It's all I got to offer. Everything else is a disaster. Look, for you early birds, I'll show you the mess we got going on here. Hey, Missy, hi, hello, hey, thank you guys for joining Michelle and I today for our Two Friends One Day event. Hey, Cheryl, hello. It's kind of funny because Michelle and I have been talking about this event for a while. And of course, we talk about a lot of things. Hey, Linda Brown. And we shared not too long ago about our process of book creating. Hey, guys. Hello. Come in. And she shared with me and a group we were in at the time that she likes to create the pretties for her book first and then create the book. Hey, Christina. And I am the opposite. I like to do my cover and get it all put together and then the pages and then the pretty stuff. So I'm watching her this morning and guess what she's doing? She's doing the cover first. And guess what I'm doing? The pretty stuff first. We swapped today. We totally swapped today in our process. But I do want to show you my cover. You could not find Michelle. Paula, her page is the Vintage Daisy. We are also streaming into both the Crafty Bunch, which is a huge group, and the Junk Journal Jamboree. So either of those pages we will be on throughout the day. And you can refresh through there, or you can go back and forth from page to page to page. The link to Michelle's page is up in my description, I believe. Hey, Capri, I'm so glad you found my Michelle this morning. I'm so glad. So this is the little book cover that we're going to use today for our journal. Is this not sweet? Look at this. It has little... All right, I know nothing about flowers. It's got these really cute little white flowers. One of you will know what it is. Good morning, Carol. It has the beautiful green and then the gold accents. Now, this little book was called Adventures of a Brownie, and it had something to do with the little fairy. I don't know. I don't know. So the pages didn't do a thing for me, but I am absolutely, hey, Stacy, in love with this cover. Hey, Patsy. Hey, everybody. So I have gone ahead and removed the pages. Thank you, Kathy. I put in some chipboard to reinforce the existing spine because I'm going to keep the spine. And I just covered it with a little bit of a mulberry paper to cover that up. Thank you, Carol. You're right. Lily of the Valley. Yeah. So there we go. Hey, Miss Michelle, welcome over. Good morning. So this is our little journal cover that we're going to work on. I want you to see it so you get an idea of the general vibe. I don't know what to call it. That sounds like a very young word that we're going to go for with our book. And it is a little one. It measures a little over 4 inches across. Isn't it beautiful? And a little over 6 inches tall. So basically a 4x6 book is what we're going to be working on here together. So that's it. I just think it's beautiful. It's a beauty. And I could not find, I couldn't even find a copyright in the pages. So I have no idea. But this is it. So we're going with some of the colors. We'll pick up some of the green, a little bit of the gold, and then the beige and aged. And I have just a few other color ideas pulled out, and we'll see what comes of those. Okay, so that's where I'm at. And these are a few items here that I want to work with today and turn them into the pretty pieces. I love that cover. I love it. I have some of my tea filter bags You guys have seen me use these in the past. I don't drink tea, and I love to age things with the tea bag material. So Mama P had to buy hers. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? And all I've done is I've just opened it up. Okay, so we're going to use a little bit of this to do some aging. I did not use any tape in the spine. I took out the book guts, and then I put in a piece of chipboard that fit. I glued it really heavy with my bookmaking glue, the neutral pH. And then I just glued over a piece of, you can see a little bit of the mulberry thing. Hey, Cynthia, I just put some mulberry paper over the whole thing just to cover the work that I did. And this spine, although definitely aged, is still in good enough shape that I think it will hold up. By the time we get done sticking stuff to it, you know it'll hold up, right? We'll hope it'll hold up. If not, we'll grab another old book, right? That's what Michelle told us this morning. You can fix anything. Yes. I love it too, Dolores, but I don't drink tea. So I had to go buy mine. Somebody said too that they keep their coffee filters out of their coffee pot and they just dump the coffee grounds out and they let those dry. Now those I have, but I had never ever thought about it. Yeah. All right. So this is what I have. I tried to collect some things. I don't know. So I have the beautiful pearl buttons that came off of the wedding dress that I was working with the other day. So I grabbed those. I love them because they have the little eye on them so that we can easily attach them to things even if we sew them on. Hey, Tiandra, how are you? Okay, so I've got these pulled out. I have gone through several of my old photos and picked out some I thought would be fun. Our book is going to have two kind of themes going through it. It will be vintage with a lot of the papers, and it will be combined with kind of the cool colors. We're going to have an emphasis on water. So I grabbed this photo. Hey, Jimmy Lou, good morning. Because we're going to have kind of a water theme. And then I grabbed some pictures of children just because they're stinking cool that I want to turn into some of the additions in our book. We have this sweet little girl holding her dog. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? And then I found some pictures because it's a Friends Day. I found some pictures of, I'm sure, our sisters, but we're going to call them friends for today because, you know, your friends are like your sisters. Look at these sweet ladies. They've been friends for a while. And on the back, it says Mother and Aunt Nora. So I found some of my old photos. Look at these two girls here. Look at them. This is Marilyn and Sue Ann. And then there's these two sitting way off in the yard there. It was kind of hard to find pictures of two ladies. Most of them, if you found with two ladies or two girls even, they were in a bigger group. So isn't that interesting? But look, I love, love, love this one. Isn't that sweet? This is Kitty Mae, and it says Jack. We'll go Jackie. How's that? Hey, hello, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. So we're going to use, and then I found these. Hey, Chris Hunter, how are you? So we're going to take a good variety of these photos. Look at this little boy here. This is written to Aunt May from Vance Jr. So I wanted to use old photos. This is my favorite one. This is super old. It's on a heavy cardboard. It is actually dated on the back, 1899. And looky there. Look at that. This is my favorite. This is going to have a special place in our book. Then I grabbed some of my old, not old, you know, my vintage playing cards. And I thought we might age up some of those. So I picked some that had daisies. My friend Michelle loves daisies, right? And just some beautiful old florals. I thought they might be just a fun addition. If they're too bright, that's what the tea bags are for. So we can put them down. I've already put together a little accordion flippy book here that we're going to work on the cover. And look at the way this particular, I've lost my book cover. Nobody sitting here watching me is at all surprised that I sat my book cover down and I already don't know where it went. Anyway, when I see it again, this is going to be, it's really cool how this coordinates with the green on the cover. But I really have buried it. So if y'all see it, say something. So we're going to dress up the front of that this time together. And then I just took a couple of these little wooden tags just because they're fun. And I already put one layer of scrapbook paper, and we're gonna do some cute stuff with these. And all of this stuff eventually is gonna find its way into that book. Here it is. Now, look, how cool do these go together? I think this is great. You got the gold and the green here. And you got the gold and the green here. I really like that. Okay, I'm gonna set my book right here under the camera, and the next time I can't find it, one of you is gonna have to tell me where it's at. Okay, so let's do some play. All right, does that sound good to you? All right, so some of these, like, look at this. This is a postcard on the back. And a lot of these photographs were postcards, but some are just photos. So the ones that we have that are, you know, the lighter weight paper, we definitely are going to put some paper on the back to make journaling cards with them. It will support them a little bit better, and we can then add them too. So let's get started with, this just has a pencil mark. Look at this. This could be my grandbaby in a little bit. All right, so let's just do this thing. What do you think? I'm so excited. Okay, so I had this box of stationery. Excuse me. I also have a good frog crawling around in my throat. I have told you guys before that I live in Kansas City, Missouri, which is the home of Hallmark, the card store, the card company. And so we get pretty fortunate around here that we can find pretty stinking cool stationery, because so many people here worked for Hallmark and they would get, you know, benefits. Okay, this was obviously part of a sheet of pictures. You see how crooked it is. I'm just going to trim it up a little bit. It's a little bit wide for our book, so we're not cutting the photo, but we are going to trim away some of the border here. Yeah, Hallmark Crown Center is a big tourist thing here in Kansas City, but in reality, it's the Hallmark World Headquarters. You know, they call their stores the Hallmark Crown stores, right? And so you can come here and you can tour their business. I don't know what to say it. They have a really cool thing for kids where the kids can go in and create and make things. It's a wonderful thing, and it's free to the public. So if you ever get to come to Kansas City, you should definitely do that. Okay, I think I'm having a debate here. You guys have so many debates when you work on something. I have so many debates when I work on something. So I'm thinking about, yes, you should. Anytime you get here, Capri, you should. I've taken my kids down there, and honestly, they enjoyed it, but so did I. Hey, Miss Allie, I'm trying to decide if I want to add extra of this paper and have a little flip, or if I just want to trim it to fit the picture. I think this one we're going to just trim to fit the picture. And I don't even have my paper cutter out. I'm like, it's all going to be tear ruler today. That's what we're going to do. All right, so I'm just going to glue this on the back so that we know we have a good journaling card out of our photo. And then I'm going to do all of them this way, and then we will come back and do some embellishing on them after we kind of get the glue set up. But this way it has, you know, a little bit, it has a little bit more stability, since these are just, you know, the 1960s era photographs. And we also we have added just some lined paper on the back. I really like that. I like to use this kind of lined paper, and I also like to use the primary lined paper that little kids use sometimes. Anyway, all right, so let's see. This is the postcard, and I'm not going to put anything on the back of that because these are just, I love that they have the beautiful type and everything on them. So this it is almost impossible, Capri, to write on these slippy pictures. So this one I'm going to set aside over here with the more abundant ones. When I got these photographs, these are labeled on the front. Somebody took so much time to cover those things. Okay, this one, I'm going to take my scrap of paper from before and I'm going to glue it, and I'm also going to fold it down. So this one will have a little opening here. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Today is all about fun and friendship and inspiration. And I am so blessed to have found Michelle in this crafting community and to make a friend and to share you guys with her and her with you guys is super, super cool. Okay, so I've got it glued down on one side and I'm just going to fold it over. So this one will be, just gives you a little extra room since it's kind of a small photograph. And this one I think will probably mount to a paper clip. So it'll slide on to the side of a page. So I'm going to put the paper clip on there to hold it while it dries, and then also to keep it a-going. All right, so this is, I'm trying to decide. I don't really want the words since we're just going for writing lines. So let's get rid of those words and see what kind of paper we have left. I kind of like this one says, I love that it says Mother and Aunt Nora. Oh, Dana, thank you. We appreciate you so much. We really, really do. So I think I'm going to trim this one. I'm going to tear this one down just a little bit more so that we can see the who it is thing on there. And I was watching Miss Grace Kurtz the other day, and she said somebody told her to rip. Did you see that by chance when she did that? So she told us that if you have to rip just a little bit off of the paper and you're using your ruler, that I always put this side under my ruler and I try to pull this up and it just tears and tears and tears and tears. Yes, it is funny. We all do the mother thing, right? If you put this piece under the ruler and rip this piece, it goes easier. Well, that's one of those things that's like, I was today years old when I figured that out. Yeah. All right, so we're just gonna take another chunk off and then we're just gonna put this on the back. Whenever I start a project like today where we know it's gonna kind of be an all-day affair, I'm never sure how much to prepare in advance, right? You just don't know how your time's gonna go. So you're gonna sit and watch me put some simple glue on the back of some photos. So there we can still see Mother and Nora. Hey, Patty, you just got up. Congratulations. If I sleep in, that's somebody owes me a nice congratulations. I've got these two little pieces. These are, you don't tear very good with a ruler. It has got to be one of these thin metal rulers, and really it's about the pressure, I think, because I struggled a lot. But this particular ruler, even though it's not anything super special, I do have fairly good luck with this. All right, so this little girl with her dog, I just think is so fun. And so I'm gonna leave a little border of this beautiful paper here on this one. So this one is gonna stick out just a little bit. Da-da-da. Sorry, I'm thinking. I can't think and talk at the same time. I don't know if I ever could. There you go. So I just wanted to get a little torn edge on both sides. Yeah, Dana, if you're using any kind of a plastic ruler, they're just usually not sharp enough. And then I think since we've got quite a bit of headspace on this photo, we're just gonna, hey, Teeny, how are you? How are you? It's so good to see you. So we're just, this one we're gonna do like this and go from there. Okay, I've got two more photos. So we gotta have the water photo because this is just cool. And like I said, a lot of the color that we do bring in today is gonna be reminiscent of water. Okay, I gotta cut this one because the sliver is really bad. Oh, Teeny. Well, I hope we can entertain you today, my dear. I sure hope we can. I'll probably do something funny before it's all over, you know, several things. Okay. My glue, because I didn't put the pin back in, and it has such a tiny hole, which makes it great. That's right. You have me and Michelle all day. That's right. And like I said, one of us will do something super entertaining before it's over. I hope it's not disastrously entertaining, but just entertaining, right? But I have been known to have some disasters, so, you know, anything can happen. Okay, so we're just going to put this on the photo just for the color here on the back, and also to make, you're making wax seals. You know, I bought the stuff to make wax seals and I've never done it. I still haven't done it. Okay, and then we just have our sweet baby picture here, and it doesn't have anything at all on it. So we are just going to put some lined paper on it, and it'll make a great little journaling card. All right. It does. Everything goes fast, doesn't it? Okay. Now it's a little bit wide. So let me tear just a little bit more. And then we're ready to start dolling things up a little bit, so to speak. Thank you for sending me stars. Gosh, I'm shocked every time that happens. Every time. Oh, I do want to tell you guys that I have set up a subscription option on my page. You will see it when you go to my page. There will be a subscribe button. And how it is going to work for me is that it's a $4.99 a month subscription. If you subscribe, it just shows support to my page, and I am going to focus in there on my cooking stuff. So simple, just little. You've never done journaling. Oh, and you made ATCs, Patty. Okay, this one I got glue on the edges, so I'm going to set it over here and promptly lose it, I'm sure. But another perk or a benefit if you're a subscriber is if you are a subscriber to my page and we have a sale, anytime you purchase from my sale, I'm going to refund you back that $5. So you will get a $5 discount on any purchases any month that you buy anything in there. So that is a way that I can thank you for helping me out. Okay, so I took these two little wooden tags and I just put some blue, gray, green paper on them. I left them blank on the back. And we're just going to do a little bit of, you know, kind of a we're going to make a mess. We're going to decorate it. So I'm going to use some of this paper. I want to try to coordinate our colors throughout the book. So anyway, if supporting my page that way is something you would be interested in, number one, I would really appreciate it, but it's not necessary for you to do that. But if you do, we will be doing some special cooking in there where we can spend a little bit more time really talking through the process. So if cooking is something you're extra interested in, it would be great for that. And like I said, any month you had a purchase on the sale, I would discount that $5 right back off. Okay, so I wanted to get some of that color in there. And then I grabbed a few things. I grabbed out of the dictionary the word affection. Since we're doing friends and we're doing kind of a water theme, I thought that was a good word. You should have seen me digging through my books, trying to find the words I wanted today, because I take a hunk out of them here and there, and it may take me 3 books to find the letter that's still left in there. This is neutral pH adhesive. It's by Linco or Lineco, however you want to say it. It is easy on my skin. I have real skin irritations with adhesives, which is a real bummer in this business. But this does not irritate my skin. And I keep it, thank you, Veronica. I keep it in a hair color bottle. So this is from my Sally Beauty Supply. They're about $2.99. It holds, I don't know, I can't read it because, I don't have my glasses on. It's about a 10-ounce bottle. And so it is, I love this. And then I just keep my little beaded glue pin in the hole. And I have been very happy, very, very happy with it. Okay, so we've got our word on there. Ooh, and it's really sticky. I got a lot of glue on there. I'm going to turn on my glue tool over there because I think we're going to want to attach some little extra things onto these. Okay. And then I pulled out, I have this old, poor, forgotten Bible that I picked up out of the trash, and it's not all even here, but I grabbed a few pages out of it. I love the way this paper has yellowed. It is really, really fragile. I tried to pick out a couple of particular verses, but honestly, they're so little, I'm not sure you're going to be able to appreciate it anyway. But let's tear into here where it says, rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing, and see what we can get out of this. And we'll do that. Debbie, I love the little wooden tags. Let me show you. Now, these came in some Happy Mail that I got recently. But if you're interested in doing some little wooden tags, these are at Hobby Lobby right now. So they're a little bit smaller in comparison, but not too much. And they have the tag shape and the beads on the string already. And they're $2.99 for a dozen, but it's Christmas, and so they were 50% off. So $1.50 for 12. So I think they're just a fun little way to add something to it. It's just one more little layer that we can put onto things. So, all right. So we got the Rejoice Evermore piece. Yeah, Dina, I thought they were a pretty good bargain. I was really pleased to find those. Now for this kind of stuff, since I'm just doing paper to paper, I could be using my glue stick as well, but I've got the good paper glue going, so we'll just use it. Now look, I want you to compare the color of the dictionary page to the color of that Bible page, and I didn't do anything to them. What a interesting thing that it does that. Okay, and then I've got my handy dandy button jar here, and I'm going to just spill out a few little buttons. And as soon as my glue tool gets hot, I think we will attach a little button. And just for Michelle, I'm going to try to dig some out that have string in them, because she always strings her buttons, and I lack the patience to string my buttons. So I just hope and pray I find some in my pool that have already have some string on them, if string is needed. Oh, there's a really cute pink one. We don't have anything pink on here, but maybe we need something pink on there. That is cute. There's another little white one. Ooh, this one is a little white button. How perfect. And it has green thread in it. Isn't that cool? Wow. We definitely need that one. I kind of like the pink. I don't know. Are we drawing too far away? Are we getting too much? Have we just gone too far? I don't think you can go really too far, right? You can't go really too far. No. Okay. So I think once we get the little buttons on these, they will be enough, because they're just going to be another piece in a layer. So gotta get those buttons dressed. Yeah, we've been ruined. Okay, so I love these fun 1970s playing cards, but some of the vintage stuff that I have going on today, it's a little bright. So I grabbed my Mod Podge, and we are going to Mod Podge some of this tea bag material on here, and then when it dries, we can ink the tea bag. Since they're not used tea bags, they're mine, unused tea bags. It will give us a nice way to age the look up just a little bit more. So I'm just getting a little bit of Mod Podge on my brush. And then when Michelle's back on next hour and I'm on break hour, these can all dry. Then our next time together, I'm going to be putting the pages together for our book and hopefully get those sewn in. I wasn't going to sew them in with you guys here, but I think that's how it's going to work. Okay, so this is just a piece of the tea bag, and I'm just going to Mod Podge it on there. You can wrinkle it on purpose, which I really like to do, and just kind of squish it in where you like it, and then we're just going to daub over it with some more Mod Podge and really push those wrinkles down in. I feel like this is the kind of makeup I need some days. Push those wrinkles in. And so it's really dull right now, but when it dries clear, and then we come back over it with the ink. Sorry. When we go back over it with the ink, then we can do it. And while that Mod Podge is still wet, you can manipulate it further if you want to. Like, you can push some more wrinkles in it. The cool thing about tea bag filter paper is that it was made to be wet. So it is not going to give up its integrity because we've stuck it to a card. I love that because, you know, sometimes those things happen to me. I get a little carried away. Okay, so we're just going to cover these. And what we'll do is we're going to decorate the fronts of these just a little bit. And we'll probably turn them into either tags or journaling cards. I think we'll probably just mount some paper on the back like we did the photos. And that's where we're going to go with that. Okay, so this one is just my raggedy piece. You can also, disassembling tea bags. I'm just not that dedicated. Stephanie, I don't know if you were here. I bought mine. I used to make iced tea all the time with tea bags, but I don't. My college-age son, he absolutely loves hot tea and drinks it all the time. But I don't. Okay, so this one I crumpled the tea bag. Can you see the difference in that? It really, really gives a different effect because then we're going to have little wrinkles all over our little card here. And it'll almost give it a leathery look when it dries. Okay, so we're just getting them stuck down, and then when they're dry, I'll go around and sand them off, and then we will ink them up, and they will be good to go. All right, let's try to get one more. Stick that down. Set it over there so I don't stick my hand in it. Let's go with the little blue daisies. Oh, a cinnamon tea. Yeah, they're called tea filters. And this is what they look like. They're a bag. It opens this way. And these came from Amazon, but you know I didn't buy them new. I found them on Marketplace. But Amazon sells them. And there were 100 in this package. And so they're for loose tea drinkers. And you would fill this bag with your loose tea. And then you could staple it or however you want to close it. And it goes down into your cup. So that's what they are. And then for this purpose, we just need one ply. So I'm just peeling them apart. You can also do this with the back plies of a napkin. You know, if you do any kind of a decoupage with a napkin, you pull off those white plies on the back. Yeah, they would work great for your loose tea. And this would be a fine use for that too. This gives a little different texture, but otherwise it's the same. So I'm crumpling it up in my hand while I get a little Mod Podge on this card. I love that this one has the blue and the green. Since we're going with generally watery type colors, I think the blue and the green will be good and tie in with our cover a little bit, even though it's obviously more modern than the book it's going in. Okay. And just press it down. And then just give it a push in with your brush. Doesn't need much, just enough to kind of get through that tea bag material. Okay. And then I hope that these will dry so that you can cut that frog back so that you can see them. Okay. For this one, this is our little accordion, little notebook. In this case, I used the same lined paper, but I did take the header off of there and I just pieced it in there. Okay, so we just have this cute little, it'll be a little addition to our book. I don't think I want to cover the whole thing with a tea bag. Let's see what happens with just a partial bit and see if we like that. So I'm thinking we'll do just a really bunched up piece of this here kind of on the bottom. I don't know. I think that's what we're going to try it. Yeah, Dana, if you don't find them, let me know. When you buy things off Marketplace, sometimes you get more than one. So Mama P may have 500 or 600 of those tea bags. So you let me know. Yeah, I think if you went to a shop that sold tea as well, they would definitely sell something very similar. Okay, so I'm just putting Mod Podge down here kind of on this bottom corner. And I'm just really going to squish up. That's a technical term, squish up my filter here and push it into that. This is going to have a, it's sticking to me. do not like glue on my fingers. That is not okay. It's not okay for that glue to attack my fingers like that. And I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna push and I'm gonna squish and I'm gonna stick it until I'm happy with it. And it's almost, in this case, gonna have the texture, keeps sticking to me. See if I can get it to stick with the brush and not to me. So it's going to stiffen from the Mod Podge, but it's going, hey, Debbie Woodell, how are you? It's almost going to have the look of fabric because I'm going to leave it, I'm not going to stick it down hard. Let's see what we get with that. Okay, I think that's all the Mod Podge that was on my planning list here. Look at these sweet little kids, you guys. Look at those sweet little kids. Thank you to whoever sent stars again. Oh my gosh. You guys, you're too good. Okay, brush is going in the water from the Mod Podge, so I guess that means we're done. Oh, thank you. I'm not super creative. Now, my sweet friend Michelle here, she is an artist in the true sense of an artist, and I am absolutely a crafter in the true sense of a crafter. So thank you, but I feel very unworthy. Okay, so what have I got here? I pulled out some rickrack and some seam binding in kind of our sea colors. I have also taken and done just a little bit of watercolor splatter on some paper, and I want to use some of this for the color element. And I also love to put pages of watercolor paper in my journals so that they can be used as an art journal. So I just did a whole page in splatter, and I did a whole page in just like sweepy waves to go with our water theme. We're all amazing in our own way, but in different ways, which I think is abundantly cool. But honestly, I call myself a crafter, and some people are really, really artists, and I admire them incredibly. I think this little one, excuse me, I think we're going to attach these two little cards together. What do you think about that? And we'll do a little decoration at the top. I think I'm liking that idea. Okay, so I'm going to set my little card book up here to dry. And then I'm going to try not to ruin this one. And I just got my big chomper here, and I'm going to punch a couple of little holes, just maybe at one corner. I think we'll do one corner, and then they can slide and still be written in on here. Yeah, I think we will. Well, I know now that's what we're going to do because it's already done. So I'm just lining them up, and I put two little tiny holes here because I want to tie a little bit of ribbon or yarn. I've been using this furry yarn. I don't know if if you ever crocheted with this, it would drive me crazy because it's fuzzy, but I like it in crafting. So I think we'll get a little bit of this and we'll double it up, and we will feed it through here to hold these two sweet little kids together. Maybe they'll be our friends, right? I could have done it with the needle, but why would you do that, Cheryl, when you can sit and fuss with it for what feels like forever? Of course, that would mean I could thread a needle too. There we go. Almost everybody cheer for the thread. Say, go through the needle, thread, go through the needle. It is, do you crochet? I think it would be very hard to work with. Okay, I've got it just barely through the eye of the needle, but I think enough to pull it through. Yes. Oh, no. Almost enough to pull it through, and it went through one. Oh, I am loving today. I am loving it. I'm already excited to see what Miss Michelle does next. And then I'm already excited to sit and plan what I'm going to do next. I bet, Tammy, it knots like nothing, because it is really, it's kind of a pain, but I like it. Yeah, Crocodile Big Bite is what it is. And it has two punchers in here, so it'll punch a little hole or a big hole, and then it will set eyelets in either size here. And I like it. I use it every time I paper craft. I sure do. It's one of the tools I use every time. Okay, so now we've got them just tied together with some string, and that would allow them to be opened up and written on or done. I bet, Dana, this green thread like this would be an absolute nightmare to craft with. I can't even imagine. And then I'm thinking on the inside here would be a great little spot, because it would be just like a hidden little spot. Let's try it. Let me put my pen back in my glue, or it'll be dried up by the time I pick it up again. So let's just take a little bit of this. Oh, Pat, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Okay, so let's just take a little bit of our watercolor paper. And again, this has got the cute little address and everything on it. So I brought in my little, did I show you those two girls? Yeah, we put our card on there. I love those. I brought in my baby stapler. I love this thing. It's a Heidi Swap product, and it's just a tiny little stapler, and you can get staples in any color. I'm gonna bring it way up here to the top, my paper. You have knitted with it. Was it a nightmare? Because I'm guessing it would be. And I'm just gonna put my staple in right at the top. And I'm putting the sharp ends inside so that on the back of our picture, we don't notice too terrible much. Okay. And then I've got, this is not the place for it. I have this tiny piece of, they're just random pictures, Jill. Yep. I bought a huge collection of ephemera a couple of weeks ago, and they are from that. All right, so these little buttons, there's no way I'll get both of those strings through there at once. Maybe I will. Oh, maybe I got one. Could I be happy with one? Yes, ma'am, I could be happy with one. Okay, and then I'm just gonna knot one of these little pearl buttons on here, just as a little something, you know, just a little, just kind of pull that all together. And then we'll have, oh, here comes the sun. I'll have to spin me around before my next time on. You guys will go blind. All right, so we've got that. And then on this little back side, since we have this little piece, I'm just wondering that we may just glue a little tiny tab of our paper. And it'll look really cute on our little piece of watercolor paper, and it'll look really cute. It won't take away from the picture. So let's do that just to cover that little staple. And then I think this little piece, this little ornament, is ready for our book. Go. There we go. So there's the inside, just our little tab. And then we've got our little guy here. We could add something to him if we wanted to. I don't know. Do we want to? Sometimes you get started and it's hard to stop. It's a really cute button, but that's not the place for it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for now. I may change my mind. Jill, this is neutral pH adhesive. It is by a company called Linco. Okay, no, that's fine. So we have this and we have on that. And I really like it. It's very gentle to my skin, which helps me out a lot. All right, so on the back of our other side of this, it does not have anything except a name on it. I could have done this before I put them together. And I'm gonna make a little piece of our writing paper fit underneath her name. Oops. There we go. So let's glue this down. And then inside this, you have a spot for a little bit of art journal, and you have a little spot for a write down something in your journal. There we go. And then I'm happy with this one. Who's singing? What are you singing? Doggone it, I missed it. Darn it, darn it, darn. Thank you, Missy, for sharing that. Yeah. All right, so there we go. There's this one, and it's good to go. We've got our watercolor paper here, just attached at the top for a little art journaling. Now I'm going to have to chase the sun, you guys. I'm sorry about that. And then we have our little girl here, and then she has the writing journal. It's all tied up with the green thread, and it's good to go. Okay, so this one is complete. I want to work on this because I have a very special plan for this and how we're going to incorporate. Yeah, here comes the sun. Da, 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 da. That's all you get, so I don't get in trouble. So I want to run some lace or something through this one up here as well. So I hate it because this is one incredible piece of this frame. I don't think it could ever be appreciated on film, but it has the name of the photographer is engraved into it, embossed in. It is really, this is a really special photo. I don't think I've seen too many like it. Okay, so what do I have tucked away in my little tray of goodies? Well, I have a little vintage girl's dress that we're gonna rip into. I have some tiny little work here, not what I'm looking for. Da, 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 da. Somebody sing while I dig. I was pretty sure I wanted to put some kind of little lace in there. So here's some of my little colored laces. And there is this, I think, let's see if the green looks okay on there. Nope, it's the wrong green. We're not having that. We're not having the wrong green. That'd just be terrible. Okay, so let's go back with the little rickrack and see if we have one of those. Maybe the gray. I love this. Oh, yeah. Yes, love that. Let's try a little bit of that in there. So same thing. I'm just going to, cream would be great. And I thought I had pulled out a thin cream, but you know, I'm sure it's buried here in this mess somewhere. That's what I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's what happened to it. So, and we're not putting anything on the back of this photo that is permanent because of it having the year written on it. It's written in pencil, but it's 1899. So we are not doing a thing with that. I can't help but wonder what their life was like in 1899. And in our day of selfies, how special it was to get a photo made, you know? Yeah, what's for dinner? I don't know, Tammy, you want to come cook for me today? I actually thought I should have gotten myself together this morning and got the crock pot going. Would have been really, really smart, but it didn't happen. Okay, my glue is now plenty warm, so let's get these buttons on these tags. I love that one had green thread. I have to thank the button fairy for that one. Okay, we'll get those touched on. And I'm going to take just the tiniest dot and hold this rickrack onto that picture so that it kind of lays where I want it to and doesn't just go every which way, especially since this end down here had a crimp in it. Yeah, you want to cook and you're trying to, you're just looking for an idea. Well, my husband just ran in from work. He drives a school bus for one of our local districts. That was his retirement job of choice. And he is on his way to Indianapolis with a bus group of kids because they had see if I bring you down if we can get out of the sun some. They had charter buses and the charter buses didn't put them on their schedule. Okay, so look at this. I have some book spine guts. I have some book spine guts and we're going to use some of it right here. Right across the top, one way or the other of this. And I'm going to use the hot, oh, now I'm torn. Nope. We just need, yeah. Which side of the spine guts is better? I don't know. And we're just going to mount it right across here. And I'm going to find there we go. Hearken, hearken. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Guys, I know with my camera turned this way, I can't see all of your comments. So if I miss you, I will go back. I promise. May not be in the next few minutes, but I will go back. I love this pink too, but I don't, that's not with the gray. Oh, right there maybe. Yeah. Yeah, let's put this little bit of lace across here. Since we're all friends here, I'll confess I found this tiny piece of lace in my floor today when I was getting ready. Oh, well, We're all friends here, right? I can make that confession with you guys. And then we're going to put this little bit of a button. It has just a hint of gray. And we're going to go right there. Okay. And I'm going to call this together because we're not done with it. We're going to do something else with it. But there's our little, we got some book spine in there, and we've got a little bit of lace. We have our rickrack tied in. And then this is what we're going to use here. Okay, let's come back here. These are our little journaling cards that we made. So let's look here at this one first with the little dog. It's so cute. And we're just going to do a little something up here at the top. I'm going to fold this down again. And I think I'm going to use my little stapler, and I'm just going to put it in there. Just one staple, because it's not going to be too worked up. And that way it can be pulled up and written on. Yeah, my floor treasure. Yeah, well, I definitely had some floor treasure today. I definitely did. Okay, and then we're going to use one of our tags, I think, on this one, because I like it. I think it coordinates really pretty well there. And I don't think it'll get too much in the way. So let's, if I'd been able to keep it on my needle, I would have just kept it on my needle. But let's just put a little hole here, and let's just tie it on. Okay. And that way we should be able to adjust how far it hangs down. Oh my gosh, could you guys, were you impressed with Miss Michelle's book and pages this morning? Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. So gorgeous. One piece after the next. One prettier than the next one. All right, let's get this knotted on. This yarn is even hard just to tie in a knot. I can't imagine using it like yarn gets used. Okay, so now we have our little girl with her dog, and we have our little tag that says affection. And I think that's pretty good. Maybe we'll try one more of these little pearl buttons. These, excuse me, these aren't even the wedding dress buttons. These were just down in my jar. But I do love them with the little bail thing on the back. So we're just going to slide it up there and just tie one more little knot. I said this stuff is so hard to tie. There's no way it's going anywhere. Yeah. And then we just get the little dangle there. Again, I apologize for the sun. I thought about it early this morning when the sun wasn't an issue. And now we're stuck here. I will move on my off hour. Okay, so let's do a couple of paper clips. We got about 10 minutes. We're doing great. I'm so proud. Okay, so let's cover a few paper clips because they are always good, in my opinion. You can't go wrong with a paper clip. So let's get a few of these dressed up a little bit, and then I think we'll have a lot of pieces to get started with. Okay, so this is just some of that watercolor paper. This is the one that has the wave pattern on it. And I'm just going to tear a strip about as wide as my paper clip. We'll get a couple of them while we're here. Okay. And then I'm just going to slip it in my paper clip. I'm going to go the other end because I really like the solid blue down there. I don't know why I do. I didn't think I would. And then we're just going to fold over our paper. So we just slid these are super simple covered paper clips. I don't do anything too fancy. So we slip it in, and then we're just going to put quite a bit of glue in there. I'm going to use my hot glue just because it's instant, and the watercolor paper is kind of thick. So that will give us a little extra hold. All right, and then let's take a little bit of this blue rickrack because it looks like waves. You see that? Just looks like waves. And let's put it right across there. I have my Fabri-Tac, but this is just faster. So there you go. And put our little blue wave across here. Tuck that in. Okay, and then let's see. Let's get another one started and we'll wrap them up together. Now, the one thing I usually do all wrong on these is I make them all go in the same direction. So let's try to switch it around. And then I go to put them in the book and I'm like, oop, it's on the wrong side. Okay. So like I said, the world's simplest covered paper clips. And I like to leave, you can make your paper a little wider so that it completely covers your paper clip, but I like this open, this little loop here, and that way I can put a little ribbon or a little charm on it, and it will be good to go. All right, what else do we have tucked in here? We have some green rickrack. Let's get a little bit of that. And I also got some seam binding in the same kind of colors. So let's do a little bit of the blue seam binding. And oh, sorry, forgot to put a glue stick in the glue. I forgot. All right, so we're just gonna put our little seam binding down there like a little flag. Just looks like that. And then because the green rickrack is thinner, and I did do some green in the painting, let's snatch just a little piece of that and touch it on top of the blue. Okay. And unfold it, smush it in. And then we have a little wave on our paper clip. Trying to find a place on the camera to block the light, guys, but I'm not finding it, so we'll get that fixed. Okay, then we have our beautiful boat picture, and I love it. Love it. I think it's so much fun. And I think we could do, what could we do here? I need to sort my completed things from my incompleted things. Oh, that would be really smart. Okay, so let's embellish this one just a little bit. This is the landing at the Lower Dells, 1934. You can see where he did his writing on there. In my fabrics, I pulled out this little baby hat. Did you guys have these? I think I mentioned them to you one time. My daughter was gifted one when she was born, and the ladies used to take a lady's hanky and they folded it and they did just a single little stitch or two in it right here. And the tradition is that you would put this on your daughter on the day you brought her home from the hospital. It would be her coming home hat. Look, it still has the label in it. I'm going to set that right there. And then you would undo it and you would put it away. And then on the day of her wedding, this would be her wedding hanky in the day when they used to carry wedding hankies. You guys know that? Did you use one? All right, so this one has been stitched again right here. And I think I can get a hold of those stitches and just pull them apart. I'm not as an aggressive ripper as Miss Michelle is. She just goes for it. Hey, Julie, how are you? And I'm thinking now we can snatch these little ties right off and we'll have those. Oh, and there's one more. Look at that sweet little rosette thing there. Isn't that adorable? You've never heard about that, Kathy? It was given to us by a lady that we went to church with, and she made them for all of the babies that were born at our church, all the girls. And then when it undoes, it's just this beautiful linen and lace hanky. Your oldest daughter had one. You had a wedding hanky? Oh, that makes sense too. They could be used for, yeah, our church didn't do any kind of an infant baptism or anything. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let's see. I'm loving this. I'm not sure if I'm loving it on here or not, but I want to love it on here. So we're going to give it a really good try to love it on here. Here we go. I did it, Michelle. I didn't even look. I just ripped it. Oh, but I do like it. I like the way it looks. So let's trim just a little here and a little here. And let's pick a corner. Maybe this corner is a little better. Yeah. I don't want to lose the tree. I love the tree on this side here. So I'm going to go just a little bit of hot glue here in the corner. I am going to swinch it together a little bit and stick it in the glue. And try not to stick my fingers to it too much. There you go. And put that down. And then we need, I really kind of love the little gold seal that was on there. So maybe something, let's take another piece of these spine guts because they just kind of look like an old rotten boat. So we'll go with that whole idea. And let's stick them on, and then let's put that gold label right back on there that went with that hanky. I like that idea. So we're going to stick that down. And then this we can do with the regular glue, which is probably plugged up again by now. There we go. I can't read it. It is all linen, cotton, decoration made in Hong Kong. Well, there you go. That's what it says. And then we have these two sweet little lacy things. They are very, very white. So let's age them up just a little bit. Hey, hang on, our time is ticking. It is time. Miss Michelle is probably started. I am going to go ahead and share her over and get her started. And you guys, I'm going to keep working, and my stupid phone, it's convinced I want to change the screen. I do not. I want to go here, and I'm going to go back here, and I'll go over here, and then I'm going to do this. And I'm going to keep working, and you guys come right back to me in an hour. Grab a snack, and then get right back over here to me, and we will continue on. All right, I don't quite see Michelle yet. Yell at me if you see her, like I'd hear you or see you with a crazy sun. I'm just going to ink up these little rosettes and just age them down just a little bit. And then I'm going to put them on here. Oh, I love them now. I just love them now. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with Michelle and I. We appreciate your friendship. Oh, I didn't pick a winner. Here we go. I'm scrolling. I can't see a thing. My fat wrist doesn't see a thing. Okay, and I'm stopping. Missy Harrington, you are my first winner of my ephemera pack. So I showed them early this morning, but you will be getting this package of ephemera. Okay, guys, go catch Michelle and I'll see you in an hour. All right, there she is. See you guys.